Welcome, everyone. I'm Kimberly Boschman, and this is the Intentionally Intuitive podcast. In this episode, we're going to take a look at the numerology and the energy for each life path number for November 2021. And what we'll do is we'll start off by looking at the energy and the numerology for the collective, and then we'll take a look, deeper dive into the energy for each individual life path number. So before we get into the reading, I just want to mention that this is, of course, a general reading. If you would like a personalized reading, please go to my website. I would love to work with you. And what else? I guess that's it. Let's get into it. So we are stepping fully into November. I can't believe that we're here already. Like, what a whirlwind this year has been. I mean, we kind of expected that with 5 energy. This 5 energy of 22 has definitely delivered on the energy of change, transformation, and, shifts for many people. And I've said this before, things are not going to slow down just yet. So we're still in this 5 energy universally for the year, and we're going to be in it through December to the end of December. And so we really need to, if there's any area within our lives that we haven't really taken advantage of and really harness this energy to explore the areas that are outside of our comfort zone to see, are there things that we need to release so that we can fully step into something bigger and better and more aligned for us? Because the one thing that usually holds us back is ourselves. And so this energy has been here for the taking, ready to be worked with. But if we don't do anything with it, then nothing happens, right? We are the driving force behind the energy. We are the momentum. And so I would say if there's any part or any piece of your life where you're in a comfort zone, that you've got some level of fear of sort of stepping out into something bigger and better and more aligned, even though it's unknown, even though it's scary, I would say really take advantage of this 5 energy while we have it through the end of the year. So with that being said, November is 16-7 energy. So ultimately it's going to be that energy of the 7. But we have a really strong influence of the 16. And so that's really what I'm going to sort of be speaking to when I talk about the collective energies this month and what we can kind of see come to fruition. The 7 energy is sort of lurking behind the scenes, right? It's like the core energy. And so we are going to feel that energy. But the 16 influence is going to help push us into that 7 energy, if that makes sense. So there's a lot to go over, so let's dive in. So November ushers in this universal vibration of the 16-7 energy, as I just said. So there's going to be this sort of beautiful, supportive energy for expressing yourself through writing, through speaking. You may find that you tend to be extra magnetic at this time, like people are just sort of drawn to you, or you're drawn to other people, but it's like an exchange of energy. Like there's just this magnetism. And it's sort of like this energy of drawing people to you because they're serving some kind of purpose within your journey. Like there's a reason why these people are coming to you at this time, or there's a reason why people are being drawn to you at this time. They have something to offer, something to contribute to your journey, and vice versa. And so pay attention to those people who are coming to you at this time. Pay attention to the things that are coming to you at this time. Don't ignore it or necessarily see it as a burden. Try to understand why these people are coming into your life. It could be that it's a lesson. It could be that there's something there to show you. But I really get that feeling like this is going to be something where it's kind of, it's really positive energy. Like it doesn't feel like a struggle energy. It feels like people coming to you because you can use their gifts. Like their gifts will complement your gifts, and what you guys can do together will just create something really beautiful within the world. So that's the kind of energy that I'm talking about when I'm talking about this magnetism. And it could be about relationships as well. You could really be attracting in those soul partners, those people who are just part of your circle at this time, and people who are probably going to be within your life for some period of time. These people are going to be especially drawn to your energy, your ideas, and to you, to your light, to what you are putting out there. So again, pay extra attention to how you are expressing yourself. Is it through negativity, shame, manipulation, fear? If so, then you are sort of being extra magnetic in that area, right? So what you'll attract more of is that negativity, is that shame, is that manipulation, right? And so again, this is going to be an energy and a vibrational match of people you will sort of invite into your experience. So this is going to be really important to understand that where you focus your energy at this time, especially, will create the experience that you have, right? That you are sort of nurturing and inviting in. So be certain that it's an experience that you want to be having, right? I say that a lot, but we have more power and control over our experience than we give ourselves credit for. And so again, if you are expressing yourself in a way that is full of negativity, full of shame, full of manipulation, full of fear, full of judgment of self or others, that is going to be what you are putting out to the universe to magnetize back to you, right? To bring back within to your experience. And so you're telling the universe, this is what I want more of because this is what I'm contributing my energy and my focus towards. So pay close attention to how it is that you're expressing yourself, how it is that you're showing up, how it is that you're trying to get your message across. Because remember, people are going to be drawn not only to you, but to your energy and your ideas and your expression. So just pay close attention to that. And it isn't about being positive all of the time, right? This isn't about toxic positivity. This is life, and we have big emotions, right? We're meant to feel and experience, and no one can do that for us, right? We're meant to experience the emotions. We're meant to experience the feelings. So what I mean by focusing on how you are expressing yourself has more to do with your contribution. So you may be feeling the negativity or the trials and tribulations of life, right? That's totally normal. But is that what you wish to contribute into the collective energy with your expression? So when the negative thoughts or the negative feelings come in strongly, this is going to be a time for, and this is very 7 energy, for going within, feeling and working through what surfaces, and then seeking the guidance and resources of others to assist you through it, right? And to sort of hit pause on sending that energy out into the world, right? And sort of not magnifying that negativity or those lower vibrations. It is totally normal and okay to feel them. Again, we are expressive, we are emotional beings. We're meant to feel it all. And when we're not feeling something, it's because we're suppressing it, and that just creates issues, right? And so if anybody's telling you to suppress those energies, then, they're really telling you to hurt yourself, right? You want to feel them. You want to move through them. You want to transmute them. What we're talking about here is hitting pause on sending that energy out into the world, in expressing it in a way that it's contributing to the greater collective and having some kind of effect on your environment, if that makes sense. So that's a fire that just doesn't need to be fueled, right? So when you're back to, your personal state of peace, harmony, joy, positivity, and you feel ready to share, then share that light, fuel that fire for the collective, right? Contribute that. Then those are the people, places, and things that you will draw into your experience. Those are the people, places, and things that will be sort of magnified and who will sort of catch your attention and who you will draw in. So again, you really want to pay attention to your thoughts at this time and, which thoughts you take action on. This is really important as well. Emotions, feelings, again, they're meant to be felt and experienced and moved through. However, thoughts can be changed. And we get to decide which thoughts we put our energy and our action behind to create the momentum. So with this powerful 16/7 energy, pay extra close attention to your thoughts, to your mindset. What are you giving your power to? Those thoughts are the seeds that, when they're planted, create the outward manifestation of our experience. So change the thoughts, change the mindset, change the experience. If it's a negative one, right? Again, I want to be very clear on this because I think that in the spiritual community, there's this misconception or misinterpretation of positivity where it's like, oh, we have to be positive all the time and toxic positivity and we can't talk about being positive. It's not about that. It's about, again, feeling all of the emotions, positive, negative, sad. And there's really no positive or negative, right? It's just emotions. It's your body, again, speaking through you and telling you, like giving you the red flags or giving you the notification that, hey, maybe you need some rest and relaxation at this time. Maybe you need to cry. Maybe you need to, put your face in a pillow and just let it out and scream or whatever. Or maybe you need to go into nature and just relax. But we need to feel the emotions, right? Nobody is saying to avoid or change the emotion without experiencing it and moving through it. Experiencing and feeling the emotion is incredibly healthy. What we are saying, or what I'm saying, is change the thought. And so again, if a negative thought comes into your awareness, you get to decide whether or not you take action on that thought, right? Or whether you're going to feed into that thought and give it power. The thought is of the mind, right? So again, that's something that we have the power to change. And it's through changing that thought, that mindset, that belief, whatever, that you do in turn change the experience, because you in turn change how you show up to the experience, the effort and the energy that you put into it. Okay? So I hope that's clear. Nobody's telling you to suppress or avoid your emotions. Please feel them, and if you need assistance to help you move through them, please use those resources, right? Find somebody who can help you to do that. And there's no shame in that. And same thing with changing the thought. If you struggle with changing those thoughts as they come in and you tend to sort of act on those more negative thoughts because sometimes they're easier to believe, there's coaches, there's readers, there's therapists, there's doctors, whatever you need to assist you in learning how to change that thought when it comes in and deciding on taking more appropriate actions to create the environment and the experience that is more conducive for your higher expression. So the 16/7 energy is really going to be highlighting for you where it might be that you are contributing or taking action on those thoughts that aren't serving you, right? So this is going to be a time when sudden and unforeseen events can sort of overthrow or shed direct light on those debilitating mindsets and habits, right, that need to be altered in order to be better serving. So this is going to be another period for, and I know people are so tired of hearing this because it seems like we've been in this shift for, since 2020, but it's important. It's very important, or it wouldn't be happening. So this is going to be another period for that massive awakening and sort of insights that push you to change course if the direction that you were moving towards was a dead end. So in tarot, this energy would be similar to sort of Tower energy or the Judgment card, or I would say even the Tower and Judgment card. So this is going to be a time for awakening, for big insights, for secrets being revealed, both good and bad, or not so great, right? And there is no good or bad. It's kind of like everything contributes towards our journey and helping us to get to our highest expression. So, but some are more uncomfortable than others. Let's put it that way. So both bring clarity, right? The more positive and the more challenging, both bring some level of clarity. And that's what we are being provided at this time through this month. So any dead weights that need to be released or any dead skin that needs to be shed, allow it to happen, right? Allow it to fall away, because you are emerging at this time as a more authentic version of yourself. And it's really hard to do that if you're carrying dead weight, if you're carrying, that old skin that really just doesn't even need to be there anymore. You know what I'm saying? So this is going to be a really powerful time for a lot of people. The more that you have to sort of shed, the more that you have to release, the more that you're really going to feel this energy this month. And again, work with it. Allow it to work with you, to show you, to highlight, and to show you, again, what needs to be released and how to release it. So the 16-17 or 16-7 energy may feel super intense, right? Just going to be honest about that, but that's okay. Remember, the energy is present, but it's what you do with it that ultimately makes the difference. This is powerful, motivating energy. Harness it, use it, allow it to motivate and inspire you. And this can be a time for magnificent creations. It doesn't have to be all like, healing work or major transformations or major shifts. It can be about getting those powerful, motivating inspirations and taking charge and creating those magnificent creations. So I would say plan wisely, use your intuition, and allow this energy to illuminate or spark your creative talents that you want to work with and to propel you towards those bigger goals. This is definitely a time for that. This is a time for when bright prospects may arise suddenly, including big relationships that could have significance within your life for, again, decades to come. One of the keys in sort of working with this energy is that you don't try to control it. Don't try to attach to whatever comes in. It can be challenging because it can feel like such big energy and such magnetic energy, right? And so intense that it can be really easy to sort of lose yourself within it. But it's going to be really, really important that you maintain your sense of self-control and work with the energy, walk with it, right? Don't lose yourself within it. This isn't about ownership, but rather fluidity and true partnership where integrity, authenticity, and freedom are maintained for all involved. So harness this energy to allow yourself to work with it, but don't try to control it, or the outcome sort of could be a little bit challenging. So keep it simple, even when it feels complicated. Sometimes we're the ones, that make it complicated. So this 16-7 energy is a big, big energy. And it's really here to help you and to work with you. So control, force, stress will only create a similar output and a similar experience. So as always, continue to find your center as you work with this powerful energy this month. This can be a very beautiful experience if we allow it to be, right? So refine the thoughts before you take the action in order to create your greatest reality, right? You have the power to do that. So it all comes down to, what are you taking action on? What are you putting your divine will and power behind? And is it what you actually want and what you believe will best serve you? If not, then stop, regroup, and do it differently. The power of the redirection and to create lies within you, not someone else, not something external to you. So big, powerful energies this month of November. Let's go ahead and look at the energies for your personal life path number. Okay, life path number 3. So I pulled an animal spirit card for you all, and you got Raven Spirit. And what immediately comes in with this energy, now ravens are incredibly intelligent birds. They are very, very smart. So there's something coming in around that intelligence when it comes to sort of building your own temple, if that makes sense. So what I'm trying to say is this feels like some sort of like a nesting period for you all, where you are, maybe it's kind of like the temple burned down, right? Like when I talk about the temple, I'm talking about like, the idea of who you are, like how you used to show up to situations, whatever the case may be. But it's like, there's some part of you that has sort of crumbled, and you're in the process of recognizing or remembering who you actually are and like what you want to contribute. And so you're sort of rebuilding this sense of self in a way. And so when it comes to Raven energy, there's just this message of, as you're in this rebuilding phase, as you're in this sort of nesting period, be sure that the things that you're collecting, the things that you're bringing into that temple, are the things that you want to be there, are the things that are actually serving, right? Like that are going to create a foundation and a temple that is going to be sustainable and some in a place where you actually enjoy being. Okay? So this is a perfect opportunity to really pay attention to that. Like, again, what you're bringing into your experience. And we talked a little bit about that in the intro. It's kind of like what you put out there, you are going to, at some degree, some level, attract back to you. So if you're putting out the negativity, the shame, the judgment, the aggression, you're going to experience that coming back at you because it's like a boomerang, right? It's like what we put out there to some degree is going to boomerang back to us. That's just the way it works, right? And it's kind of like, and it makes sense. It's like if you are putting out aggression and judgment and shame, then who are you surrounding yourself with? You see what I'm saying? It's like, or who's going to want to be a part of that experience? So of course you're going to attract the people that like that drama, that like that attention, that like that aggression. And that's going to create the environment. And if you're okay with that, that's fine. But with Raven's message, it's really like, make sure that as you're in this rebuilding phase, as you're in this sort of nesting period, that you're only bringing into the nest what will nourish you, what will sort of allow you to create and, expand and show up as your highest expression. So just be very mindful of what you're allowing in at this time. And that's, that really has a lot to do with mindsets as well. Not only is how you're contributing and expressing yourself, but also the mindsets. That's coming in really, really strongly this month as well. I can already see that in the energy. So just pay attention to that. And I just think Raven is just wanting you to know, just pay attention to what you bring into your nest, into your temple. So when I look at the energies or the overall energy of the month of November for you all, there's definitely some mindset things going on here. There's a lot of energy around like big things coming in for you, a lot of accolades, a lot of support, a lot of praise or whatever. But right next to that is this feeling or this like sense of like, I don't deserve this, or why are these people being so nice to me, or why why does somebody want to do something for me just for the sake of doing it? Now do I owe them something? And you start going down that rabbit hole. There's just this sense of like so many good things wanting to come in or standing at your doorstep, but you too in your mind and too in that negativity to see it or to welcome it in with open arms, knowing that you are worthy of it and knowing that it's come here for you. You deserve it. You've earned it. You've manifested it or whatever through your actions, through your through your efforts. And so really, really pay attention to your mindsets this month, because again, it's kind of like, remember when I talked about your thought is the thing that you can change. That is something that is not permanent. The thoughts are always changing. I mean, we know this, right? It's like, those are the things that keep us up at night. Those are the things that are just constantly bombarding us. They're in constant flux. They're constantly changing. And so that shows us that we have the power to change the thought. So if there's a thought that comes in that is hindering us or that is negative or, that's keeping us up at night because it's creating this drama or these stories, we have the power to change the thought, to change the dialogue with ourselves, right? And so I feel like this is going to be a really big emphasis. There's going to be a big emphasis on this for you all this month. So pay attention to the thoughts that come in. Pay attention to the thoughts that you actually put forth action on. So what it is, because where you put that focus, where you put that energy, is where you're manifesting something, right? It's like that is, you put in the effort behind whatever this is, you're creating the momentum, you're creating the manifestation. So, which thoughts do you actually want to manifest into your reality? Because there's so much goodness that's literally, I can see it like sitting at your doorstep. But there's this sense of like unworthiness or feeling like you don't deserve it, or that it's not possible, or that it couldn't possibly be for you. Or if it does come in, that the other shoe is going to drop and it's not going to stay, or whatever the case may be. And so there's just a lot here to unpack. And so I would say, whatever comes up for you at this time, really explore it, really spend time with it. And if you need to get outside, help, do that. This is a great month for that, to help you change the thought, to help you change the mindset, because that will in turn shift where you put your energy, where you contribute, where you manifest. So there's also this energy this month around kind of feeling like you have to do everything yourself. And then kind of falling into victim mentality here, where it's like, oh, nobody's supporting me. Nobody will help me out. I'm all alone, whatever the case may be. And there's really this sense of community coming in strongly. So, but you have to take the action. You have to put yourself out there. You have to ask for the help. You have to ask for the assistance. Then you have to be open to receiving it, you see. So there's definitely this energy of like, you could fall into this sort of mind trap of, I'm here all alone and I'm on this island and I have to do it all for myself. And you kind of get that, again, like sort of victim mentality or martyrdom. And it's not necessary, is basically the energy that's coming in. There are people who want to support you, who can support you. And there are groups that you can join. There are things that you can do to get that sense of support or feeling like you're supported. And so it comes down to you deciding, or you choosing where it is that, again, you want to focus your energy. So if you start to feel like you're all alone this month, take the action to find your people, to find the support systems, because some things we do have to do alone, right? Like the inner work, all that stuff, right? That's on us. We got to do that. Learn our lessons, face the challenges, overcome the challenges, that's on us. But there's also the support system that's sort of just infinite, that's like, available to all of us. And so it's just a matter of finding that, seeking it out and finding it, and then allowing that support system to do its job. So if you feel alone this month and it's something that you can invite support in for, it's there. You just have to go out and find it. And, again, it's what you do with it. It's the action that you take. So that's coming in really strongly as well. And again, choose these people, choose the support system wisely. Don't invite into your nest the people who are going to feed into the shame or the judgment or the negativity, or continue to feed into that mindset that sort of got you here in the first place. Only allow in those people who are going to, be happy for your success, that will help build you up, that will, help you with the resources so that you can do it for yourself, or whatever the case may be. And sometimes that means going to somebody in a professional capacity where you're paying them for their services, right? There's an exchange of energy there, but they have your best interest at heart. So that could very well be the case. Also seeing something coming in around relationships here. There is, I see, like a relationship that needs to fall away. It's one almost where maybe you kind of lost yourself in this person, in this experience, in this relationship, and you're really being called to step into your own at this time. And it's almost like this relationship is sort of creating some kind of handicap for you, like some kind of just like a weight that's holding you back. And so I do feel like this needs to kind of fall away. And it's, I also see that, where it doesn't work for one person, it's not working for the other. It's usually, it may feel one-sided, right? It might feel like, oh, this is really perfect for me. I don't know why it's not perfect for you, but that's generally not the case. It's like if it's not working for one person, it's really not working for the other one too. Or if it's toxic for one person, it's pretty toxic for the other person as well. Even if we have on our rose-colored glasses and we don't want to see that. And so I do feel like there's going to be some clarity coming in that can feel a little bit challenging, like a little bit of a heartbreak in a sense. But just know that, the flowers can't grow in darkness. And this relationship feels like darkness. So you're like removing yourself from that situation and allowing yourself to plant yourself in a much more open, sun-filled garden. Let's put it that way. And you will then attract those people who will help that garden to grow. And it's nothing against the person, it's just that you had to have that experience, learn from that experience, but you're not meant to stay in that experience. And I think that you're going to get that feeling pretty strongly that as you're building that temple, as you're building that nest, who do you want to invite into that temple? Who do you want to invite into that nest? Because those people will influence the experience, right? Will have some kind of influence on the nest. So just make sure who you're inviting in or who you're asking to stay contributes in a way that is not sabotaging you in any way or restricting you in any way. So very powerful energies this month for you all threes. Definitely take a look at the relationships that you have coming in this month or that are like kind of lingering that maybe need to be released. And also pay attention to the mindsets. Mindsets are going to be huge for you all this month. The thoughts. Remember, we can't necessarily change the emotions. We work through the emotions. We transmute the emotions. The thoughts we can change. The thoughts are fluid. The thoughts are ever changing. So we have the power to do that. No harm done. So pay attention to those thoughts. Don't let them control you. You are in control of the thoughts. So I hope this was helpful. Thank you all so much for listening. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.